Hello everyone, it's Shady,
Hey guys, Jack Moore here.
It's like, yeah.
and we're from Milan Club Melbourne, looking ahead to our next game. And today we've got a very special guest with us, Alex, a lifelong Milanista and one of the Milan Club Melbourne's biggest sponsors. Ciao, Alex, welcome.
How you going, Shady? And the boys, how he's going?
All good, all good. It's
Thanks.
good to have you with us. So, Alex, tell us a bit more about who you are, what you do, and how you fell in love with Milan, really.
For me, it's I started following Milan, I'd say season 99, 2000, when Shevchenko
Oh, yeah.
pretty much came to Milan.
His first season.
Obviously, we didn't win the Scudetto then, but he was the top goal scorer for that season. And I pretty much grew up watching him. Pretty much every Sunday I used to watch Milan on SBS with the highlights. I don't know if you guys remember that, maybe a little bit younger than me, but yeah, so I pretty much grew up watching that sort of era in Milan. I started following, pretty much became a member with Milan Club Melbourne, I'd say 2 seasons ago. So pretty much when Milan was, pretty much changed sponsors with Puma. So I know Taylor and the boys there. And about 2 seasons ago, I pretty much became a sponsor for them. Just to, just pretty much just to have some sort of good relationship with the club. Pretty much, it's something for me to, try to help them as well, and obviously help my business, obviously. But yeah, it's been a good 2-3 seasons. So this will be the 3rd season that I'm with Milan Club Melbourne as a member, and yeah, I look forward to continuing that support and all that sort of stuff.
Well, it's great to have you on
Sure.
board.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's definitely. Well, you were our first sponsor actually, so you were kind of the first thing that started to change things for us, which was really awesome. So you said you started going for Milan back in '99. How do you reckon the environment of going for Milan in Melbourne has changed much? Because obviously, we're not really the same team, but maybe there's like a bit more of a kind of physical presence of Milan fans in Melbourne. What do you think?
Definitely. With social media now compared to when I was growing up, in the 2000s, being obviously a young Melbourne kid, it has changed a lot. It's more, people know exactly who's a member now compared to back then. Back then it was more like, oh yeah, I'll go to school with this guy. Oh, he's a Milan supporter, or he's a Inter supporter, sort of thing. Yeah, it has changed a lot. There's more sort of knowing who's who now, compared to back then. Yeah, like I said, it was really different. Like, times have changed. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're not the team that we once were. I guess that will change with time, I hope. But yeah, it's a different sort of time.
Yeah. And what you said, it kind of touched a nerve for me a little bit about kind of finding other Milan fans, because even for me, I mean, obviously watching Milan games has been a little bit easier for me recently, in my life, but it used to kind of be like, if you're a Serie A fan, like, let's just watch Serie A matches. It wasn't really like, it was kind of whoever I knew, or whoever was interested in the Serie A I would watch with. It wasn't specific Milan fans. So yeah, it's good to kind of have a community in Melbourne that we can watch it with now.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's the time's a little bit different now with our restrictions and whatnot. But looking on the bright side of, it can't go on forever, and hopefully we can start to watch some games again. Win or lose, it's always a good thing. Like, just to get together with like-minded people. Obviously, so hopefully that. Yeah, we can start to watch some games shortly, sooner rather than later.
Hopefully.
It'd be good to have everyone together for like the events, for the derby, for all those games. It would be really good. And I think that's what we're trying to do as a club, which is like bring everyone together and, like you were saying, Alex and Luca, provide that structure going in. I mean, yeah, and hopefully talking about the team, I think we are in a sense turning a corner. What do you think, Alex?
Oh, look, with Ibra's obviously tested positive. I think it's going to be throughout the whole, I'd say the whole season, where there might be players testing positive with COVID. So we need more depth. I think like we need maybe another striker just for a backup because we've got Maldini and we've got Colombo, I think his name is, a young
Colombo.
Milan. So it's gonna, I'm hoping for a good season, but again, Italy's going back into winter now too, so it's gonna be really hard. But saying that, what we have now compared to the last few seasons, we got a good team. So hopefully,
Where do you think?
Where do I
based
think?
on that, where do you think we can? Where do you think we could end up this season, giving all goes well with injuries and health wise and that?
I hope we can get to Champions League qualifications. So, obviously, hopefully your top three. But then we got teams like Atalanta, all those sort of teams that are at the moment they're ahead of us in terms of like seasons wise. Like they've done well, like in Champions League and all that. But I'm hoping for, obviously we're probably not going to win the Scudetto, but I'm hoping for probably top three at least.
You've obviously seen a lot more than Giacomo and I, but you've seen us like Milan having a Scudetto winning team and a Champions League winning team. Do you reckon the players that we have at the moment are on the kind of line of reaching that potential, or do you see resemblance and characteristics of those winning teams in players that we have?
Of course, it's obviously we've got a young team compared to obviously Ibrahimovic being the oldest, but obviously you need someone like him as a role model. But look, it's for me most likely yes, because you got Hakan, the number 10. He's showing potentials of actual number 10. The last number 10 that we had was, I'd say, Seedorf, Clarence Seedorf as a proper number 10. And going with Hakan, he's pretty much showing like a playmaker sort of profile. Again, it's gonna being a young team. If we can keep our solid players and that sort of rhythm going, I reckon next 2 to 3 seasons, we will probably have obviously a good fighting team. Obviously considering keeping all the sort of players and try to obviously you got to spend money to be up top, but at the same time we have to probably keep the youth as well. Not keep selling like Crotone and he was a good forward, so we kind of probably need him now compared to when we sold him. So
players like Locatelli, for example. Locatelli really well. Locatelli, who we sold to Sassuolo, and he's done really well. He's gotten back into the national squad, right, into the Azzurri. He's doing really well in midfield as well. We sold him, and some people argue that we sold him a bit too early. Yeah,
definitely. Look, sometimes obviously players that probably don't want to stay. They're probably not happy with what they're getting. I know with Donnarumma, he's a bit of a problem at the moment. He's wanting a lot of money, obviously because of his agent. But so again, hopefully, our players can stay as well for the shirt, not just for the money. So.
Yeah. What you said about Çalhanoğlu is he's been on fire the end of last season, start of this season. That last game that he played was last game was incredible.
That flick to Colombo for the goal.
Yeah.
Backheel flick.
His goals, he's making it look easy at the moment. The way he's
Exactly.
He's passing and he's finishing. That like half volley from outside the box to the bottom corner is phenomenal.
Yeah.
In a couple of days ago, it's unbelievable.
He's creating them out of nothing, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's really coming to life. Is it the Ibra effect? I mean, we've talked about this, Alex, before. The three of us have talked this through a few times. We kind of see that Ibrahimovic has had a really good effect on the players on and off the pitch, in the sense that he's got that, those leadership skills. He's basically like a nucleus we're building around. So do you agree with that, or do you think it's Pioli? Do you think it's Maldini? Do you think it's all of these things together? What do you think it is?
Look, I'd say ever since Ibrahimovic came mid last year, he's been. I reckon it's because of him being an actual role model. Everywhere he goes, he pretty much lifts the club. So with Maldini, he's been there 2 seasons now. I'd say it's an effect with obviously Maldini getting the right players. Obviously, Pioli someone has to listen to him in terms of signing these players that he needs. At the end of the day, it's the coach that he's going to know more than anyone else where he's lacking, what player he needs, all that sort of stuff. But definitely, Ibrahimovic, I believe he's pretty much the person that's gelling the team in Milan.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think what he's brought that we've touched on it previously as well, but I think what he's brought, something that the coach can't really get across as much as he can, is the standard that he sets for everybody in training and on the pitch. You can see before he came, when somebody would make a bad pass or something, it was just like nobody cared. Where with him, he doesn't go off at them, but he lets them know that's not what we do here. We're higher standard here. And you can see it's lifted everybody, even players like Calabria and Kessie that were struggling, and they're showing all this potential now, all since he got here pretty much. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Even Calabria, he had a good game, I think was the last one. Obviously, I didn't watch them all, but I watched a bit of the highlights. Just a little bit early for me to get up, but yeah, definitely. He does that everywhere he goes, even with Sweden. I was reading that he let loose on all the players there when he was playing in Sweden with the national team. So, yeah, definitely. Like, obviously, being an older player that he's won so many silverware. He's probably the only person I'd say in Milan that the young players have to listen to, because he's been there, done that. Obviously, hasn't won Champions League, but everywhere he's gone, he's pretty much won the leagues and whatnot. Yeah,
he's left his mark everywhere. And speaking of early games, I mean, what are we thinking in terms of this Crotone game? Predictions for the game ahead. We tend to look ahead at the games, Alex, and make our predictions. So, what do you think the scoreline's gonna? How do you see the game ending?
Without Ibra, look, but again, I'd say maybe 2-0. 2-0 on our end, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Any star players to look out for?
Obviously our number 10.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
Yeah, obviously hopefully the younger forwards, Maldini and hopefully there's a bit of pressure on his shoulders at the moment. So hopefully he can have obviously he gets a starting game in that, and he has a good game, obviously. So he can pretty much quieten down his critics, Yeah,
that would be good. Good to know. All right, Luke.
Yeah, it's tough because, as you said, Alex, Ibra is out. I mean, it's a good game for one of Maldini or Colombo to start in for their Serie A debut. So Crotone. And it's just our back too, because Romagnoli's not back in, and those two looked a bit shaky in the last 2 games. So I'm gonna say 2-1.
2-1. All right.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what lineup we go out with. with tired legs and with Ibra out. I think a positive, it looks like Rebic will be back. And he just shows he's so influential, I think, when he's on the ball. So it'd be interesting to see whether we go with a lineup that sees him take charge at the front, or whether one of the young guys start with him playing more to the left. I don't know, tired legs, the Ibra Çalhanoğlu effect maybe won't work so well without Ibra there. I think maybe 1-0 or 2-1, something along the lines of that. I don't think we'll run rampant on them.
Okay. I think it'll be a very close game, but I think we'll score late. Well, it'll be 3-1 to us. I think it'll be 2-1, and then we'll just score a third late on in the game, and Tonali might get his debut goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my.
I hope to see him start this one. I hope to see Tonali start this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we haven't really seen him do anything
Like
too. Like, there hasn't really been any wow yet. So we're still. Yeah. I'm waiting for that pass that he does, or something that just kind of that shocks me.
It'll take some time.
Unfortunately, he's been coming on really late. So he's barely in the Bologna game. He barely got a touch in the 10 minutes he was on.
Amazing. Well, Alex, thank you so much for being with us. It's always good to have a hardcore Milanisti with us all the time. Thank you so much for this, and obviously a big thank you to Statewide Electrical Spotters for their support of the club. It's been great having you on. Cheers, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Shady, and everyone. Hopefully we can have a good season, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it would be good to have you on again, definitely, throughout the season.
Been a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Hopefully.
Forza Milan.
See you, mate.
Sorry, Luke, what were you saying? Hopefully what?
Oh, I was going to just quickly say that hopefully when we actually meet in the flesh, Milan will be top of the table, and we'll qualify for Europa, and everything will be good.
Well, this season, right? You're talking about meeting this season, or are you?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's the case, man. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. Cheers, lads. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you, mate.
See ya.